minimalist workout routines. That's what this video is going to be all about. I'm going to show you quick and effective workouts for an upper body, lower body split. I'm going to show you the warm up to do, I'm going to demonstrate the workouts, and explain the workout schedule. Hey everybody, I'm Ryan, and this is Minus the Gym, where I show you how to be fit and healthy at home without relying on a gym membership. So if that sounds up your alley, don't forget that subscribe button is right down below. And when you click subscribe, don't forget there's a bell icon that shows up right there. Click that bell because it'll notify you every time I upload a new video. Recently, I noticed that my burpee and plank videos are getting pretty up there in views, and that tells me that you guys are really interested in minimalist exercises, meaning quick and highly effective exercises that require little to no equipment. So this upper body, lower body split routine that I'm going to show you in this video requires no equipment whatsoever.
As always, I recommend starting off with a warm-up. What I do is I set a timer on my phone for 3 minutes, and I do jumping jacks or any kind of similar cardio calisthenics exercise for that 3 minutes. What I love about jumping jacks is that it warms up your entire body. Your shoulder blades are moving, so you're warming up your whole shoulder girdle. Your legs are moving, you're hopping. It gets your blood pumping, and everything gets warmed up. All the joints get going. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up, but what I did this time was 2 minutes of jumping jacks, and I don't want to bore you with all that 2 minutes. And after I was done with the jumping jacks, I then switched to high knees. When you do high knees, it's basically like running in place. You're using your hip flexors to bring one knee up at a time, and make sure you swing your arms too. The arms should swing in the opposite direction of the leg coming up. This is another great cardio exercise to get your heart rate up. And then once I finish my 3-minute warm-up, I'm ready to jump into my main workout, and we're going to start with the upper body workout. And this upper body routine is going to be 5 exercises done in a circuit. They're going to be diamond push-ups, straight to alternating single arm planks, then to reverse plank, side planks, and then finally dive bombers. So let's take a look at what this looks like. I start off each round getting to a straight arm plank with my hands close together, thumbs and forefingers are touching, and I perform push-ups in this position, making sure to keep my core, glutes, and thighs nice and tight for a straight body. By performing diamonds like this, I'm really focusing on triceps along with chest, and I'm targeting at least 10 reps per set. If you can't do 10, that's fine, but try to build up to that. Once I complete my 10 reps of diamond push-ups, then I'm done with my set, and what I'm going to do right about here, finished my last rep, I'm going to step the hands out and the feet out to a straddle position and perform alternating single arm planks. All I'm doing here is one hand at a time, lifting it off the floor and putting it behind my back. And I only hold that position for about 1 second to stabilize. What this does, it's great to do after a set of push-ups. You're really working on your straight arm strength here, and I aim for 10 reps per side, just going into a single arm plank like this. I don't believe I've shared this yet on my channel, but this is actually something I do quite often. I'll finish off a set of push-ups, and then to really burn out my chest, arms, and shoulders, I'll do these alternating single arm planks like this, as many as I can do. But in this case, for the circuit, if you want measurement, aim for 10 reps per side. Notice when I do these that I kind of rotate my body to the side where I'm lifting up the arm. That's for stabilization, and you're going to feel it a lot in your core, around the whole anterior core, the hips. It really requires a lot of stabilization. Then right after that set, I get into position for reverse plank. And I'm just going to hold this as an isometric exercise, and I'm going to aim probably for about 20 seconds, although I admit I wasn't counting when I was filming this. A couple things worth mentioning when you're holding this position: really squeeze the glutes to keep those hips up, alright, don't let the hips dip down. Also, what you're going to want to do is press into the ground behind you and really open the shoulders and chest. And then once you're done with the reverse plank, take a deep breath, any rest you might need, and get right into a side plank like this. Notice that I'm on my forearm here, and I'm raising my hips off the ground, trying to form a straight line with my body. We're going to target 20-second holds just like on the reverse plank, and this really works your entire side, all right? Your hip adductors, your internal and external obliques, your transverse abdominis, and make sure that you rotate after that set and immediately do another set on the opposite side. Now I'm going to skip part of this second side plank for time's sake, but once you're done with both side planks, get on your knees and get into a very wide pike position. This is what it's going to look like. You're going to reach out in front of you, get into a wide pike, and you're going to swoop down like you're doing a pike push-up, and then come up with your head way in front of your shoulders. This is called a dive bomber. When done properly, the dive bomber is an excellent pushing exercise that really challenges the shoulders especially, but you're hitting the triceps as well. And I save these for last, for the end of the circuit on purpose, because if you can do 10 of these at the end of this circuit, then you are doing really well. And here I'm going to pause at the bottom to show you. Notice that my shoulder is actually way in front of my hands. That is where you want to be at the bottom of the dive bomber when you press up into the extended position. You will really be working your shoulders and triceps that way. So like I previously mentioned, we're going to aim for 10 reps of dive bombers in each round of the circuit. And if you can do 10 reps at the end of these rounds, then your upper body is strong and your endurance is really good. Also, I want to mention, if you're having trouble with this exercise and you feel like your form is not correct, you'll want to have patience for one thing, but make sure you're starting off in that wide pike. That's important to swoop down right and get your head in front of your hands. At the end of this circuit, your whole upper body should be burning and you should be out of breath and exhausted. If so, you did it right. So you're going to take a good 3 minutes of rest or so until you feel fully recuperated, and then repeat that circuit. And I like to do another 3 rounds, so 4 rounds total, but do whatever you're capable of. I mean, some people might want to do more than 4 rounds, some might cut it off at 2 or 3. And that is the upper body workout, so let's take a look now at the lower body circuit for this routine. The lower body workout is again like the upper body workout, consisting of 5 exercises. They are jumping lunges, bottom squat position hold, archer squats, curtsy squats, and then calf raises. So I start off the round by jumping into a lunge like this and switching, alternating the forward leg back and forth. These are called jumping lunges. Sometimes I call them switching lunges, but either name you use, this is a great exercise. It really hits the legs, the entire thighs, alright, even your calves are getting some work because of the jumping aspect. And what I really like is that it's a good cardio exercise too. You're going to aim for 10 reps per side on this before going to the next exercise. So as soon as you finish your set, take a look at the camera, make sure you're centered, and then squat down about as deep as you can go in a squat comfortably, and just hold that bottom position. I like to put my arms straight out in front of me. That helps me keep my torso upright and I'm looking straight ahead. Now, some people like a variation of this called the wall sit, where they kind of squat down and sit back against a wall. And that's great if you really want to target the thighs. But by holding the bottom squat position like this, what you're doing is you're targeting a lot of these smaller muscles of the hip complex around your inner thighs. And I really like just holding this bottom position. I recommend targeting 30 seconds or more for this. Now, as soon as you finish that set and come out of the squat, you're going to widen your feet into this stance and you're going to perform what's called archer squats. I really love this exercise because it simultaneously strengthens your legs while improving flexibility and mobility. You can see that one leg is straight and the other is bent at the knee. The bent leg is pressing off, okay, and that's strengthening the muscles of your thighs, while the other leg, which is straight, is getting a nice stretch, especially in the hip adductor muscles. When you do these, keep the foot of the bent leg flat on the floor, and then the foot of the straight leg, you can lift the toes off the ground, keeping the weight on the heels to get a nice stretch. If you find this exercise difficult at first, you might just lack some flexibility in the hip complex, and that's fine. Keep at it gradually as you work on this. You will not only build strength, but also flexibility, and it will be much more doable for you. All right, and then as soon as you finish that, then we're going to go into curtsy squats. These require one leg swinging behind the other as you squat down, sort of into a lunge, I would say. So notice that one foot swings behind the other. Now, some people go way out to the side with their foot, and some go more like kind of diagonal out to the side and behind. Either way is fine. This is kind of like a lunge exercise, but they call it a curtsy squat. And it's just a great variation on squatting and lunging to hit the different muscles of your thighs. If you find this exercise too difficult, maybe you're losing your balance or you lack the mobility to do it, that's fine. A good substitute for this would just be reverse lunges, where you step backwards into a lunge and alternate legs. So as always, target 10 reps, and then you are done with your curtsy squats. And for the fifth and final exercise of the round, grab onto a railing on a staircase, step up on the bottom step so your heels are hanging off of the bottom step. Now you're just going to press up onto your tippy toes to perform calf raises. And some people say calf raises are a waste of time, especially with body weight, but I disagree. Unless you're doing a lot of running or jumping or some kind of, cardio like that, it's good to do these calf raises and to work your calves and strengthen them. What's also good about when you perform calf raises on a step like this, when you lower down, your heels are going a little bit below the level of the step and you're getting a nice stretch. All right, and stretching the calves is good for ankle mobility. So don't listen to people who say that. Do your calf raises and aim for 30 reps. And once you can do more than 30, you can start holding on to objects, letting go of the railing to add weight.
Okay, so that is a demonstration of the workouts, the upper body day and the lower body day. But you might be wondering, all right, so what's the weekly schedule for this? How do I do the whole routine? Well, let me explain it. When I started doing this upper body, lower body split, I actually was doing just 4 days a week. I would do upper body, and then the next day lower body, and then followed by an active rest day. Then I'd repeat that with an upper body day, lower body day, and then 2 active rest days on the weekend. So I was working out 4 days out of the week. After doing 4 days a week for a while, naturally you're just going to plateau. And one simple way to break past that barrier is to increase the volume of your workout. And the way I did that was I increased the number of workout days to 6 days a week. So it then became upper body, lower body, lower body, and then upper body, lower body, followed by day 7 was my only rest day of the week. You should always have at least 1 rest day a week and only progress to this 6-day schedule when you feel ready. If you progress too fast, you're going to just wind up sore and it's going to be too much for you. So make sure you take it slow and only progress when you feel ready. All right, and there you have it. That is an upper body, lower body split with minimalist workouts. I hope you enjoyed that. And if you found it helpful, please drop a like because that helps me out. Maybe share it on social media, and I will see you next week. All right, talk to you later.